Good morning, class. Welcome to your SST class again. We will be continuing our chapter from trade to territory. We are almost in the middle of the chapter. Uh, few important points to be discovered and to be discussed in the chapter after the Battle of Plassey. We have already discussed till Battle of Plassey, the chapter trade to territory of your history, chapter number 2. Today we will be discovering the facts, what all happened after the Battle of Plassey. What did the Britishers did in our country? Were they really to be called as a true warriors, or was just as a the Battle of Plassey win was a chance for them? It was a coincidence for them. So we will have a look that how the India was becoming more loose in the hands of Mughal emperor and was spreading towards Britishers. So let's see. After the Battle of Plassey, the one of the prominent thing that was observed was the people who were involved in that particular decade, or yeah, after that decade of Battle of Plassey, they all almost many of those British officials, they enjoyed a splendid life. They took huge advantages after that battle, the power which the Britishers got, the East India Company got. So their official enjoyed a huge reward, money, all sorts of good things in their life. And it was being seen that when they went back to their country, they had a very leisure life over there. Okay, they enjoyed the life. So the question arises is from where did the money came from? Either they were taking undue rewards from the Indian Nawabs, okay, the Indian local rulers. So, anyhow, the scenario was either they made huge profits by the wrong means, or they were taking some sort of bribes or rewards from the Indian local rulers, which local rulers were forced to give. We just take a one of the prominent example of that Battle of Plassey's war people, the hero of that war from the British side, Robert Clive. Okay, we just take a brief professional sketch of Robert Clive. When did he came to India? When did he left from India? When did he arrive back to England? And what were his achievements? What did he collected from India? Okay, being a military commander, what all things were with him that he was being in a put in a in a question mark that from where did he acquire his wealth. In 1743, Robert Clive from Chennai landed to Bengal coast of India. He was hardly at the age of 18 years of his life. In 1767, he left back India. Okay, so he spent near about 24 years in India. Fine. In that scenario, he acquired a wealth of an amount of 401102, means the number speaks in millions. Okay, this was a denomination that was being used in England in those days. Okay, whatever the currency the Britain was adopting at that particular time. In 1764, between this scenario, means 3 years before he left India, he was also made the Governor General of Bengal province. After that, when he arrived back to England after 5 years, when he was being scrutinized over there, he was summoned to British Parliament in 1762. That question was being asked that from where did he acquire this entire wealth, entire money, such a huge money? From where did he make it? Because he was not a businessman, he was a company official. In 1774, finally, this fellow committed suicide. Okay, because of the things, wrong things going on in his life, he committed a suicide. So this was one of the example that how this British official became Naboobs. Naboob means they were enjoying a splendid life when they were going back to their country. They already collected huge money from India. Like Indian Nawabs, they were termed as Naboobs. Okay, when they went back to their country. Fine. So this story reveals about the way the Britishers acquired huge profits from India by any sorts, any means. Now, after all this, after the Plazy, the company started expanding its rules. Sorry, its area. Okay, its rule from 1757 to 1857. In this 100 years, company continuously started expanding its territories by all the means. After Battle of Plassey, one of the battle that was fought in Buxar in 1764, that was again a victory for company. Then company had a rule that was of subsidiary alliance. In subsidiary alliance, many of the local rulers, the Nawabs, were not allowed to maintain the army. Okay, on certain backgrounds. There were certain rules and regulation in which the local rulers were not allowed to build their army, to maintain their army. In case if they fail to abide the treaty, fulfill the treaty, their army, their area would be transferred to the British side in some sort of ratio. Okay. In this course, Lord Wellesley, who was undertaking India in during 1798 to 1805, not India, sorry, his area during 1798 to 1805. Within this treaty, subsidiary alliance, he annexed the territory of Awadh, that is a part of UP nowadays. He annexed the territory of Hyderabad. Okay, in the by the treaty of subsidiary alliance. Okay, these two areas were falling short. They were not meeting the requirements of this alliance, so they had to give up their territory. Their territory was annexed by the Britishers. These were two huge territories. Awadh was an area of huge importance. Now, as Hyderabad is already being reached by Britishers, anyhow, there was one prominent area in the southern India that was today's modern day Karnataka, Bengaluru. You might have, of course, heard. There's a city that is very near to Bangalore, that is Mysore. Okay, that is also called one of the garden city of India. Tipu Sultan was a prominent king over there. Tipu Sultan came into power because of his father. His father was a military general. He was a brave soldier. Hyder Ali was his name. Hyder Ali was on the throne for 1761 to 1782, almost for 21 years. After his death, Tipu was enthroned. Tipu was being made a king from 1782 to 1799, almost 17 years. He ruled his territory. What happened was during 1785, Tipu had a setback from the side of whom? Britishers. Okay, he had a setback from the side of Britishers. He was being, uh, Tipu in 1785 he stopped many types of trades with the Britishers. He tried to impose some rules and regulations, some check on Britishers. Okay, so at that particular time when the son and father both were ruling their area near about its 40 years, 1761 to 1799, when both son and father were ruling their area, Englishmen were always against them. Okay, Englishmen always had an eye on Tipu Sultan and Hyder Ali, that anyhow to remove them from their way because they were hampering their ambitions. So Britishers had some series of battles. They had a battle in 1767-69 with these uh, Mysore territory. Then they had a battle in 1780 to 84. Then 1790 to 92. There was a series of battle. Okay. Finally, in 1799, Britishers managed to kill Tipu Sultan in a war, of Srirangapatnam, where Tipu Sultan was killed down. Okay, where Tipu Sultan was killed down. Finally, the Britishers won the war and they yet acquired a very bigger territory of India, the Mysore. Thank you, dear students.